I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to this week's Chamber Picks. We're downtown at the Chamber office, and we're glad you're with us tonight. Our guest picker tonight is Coach Wade Miller. Welcome, Coach. We since the last time you were here, we started a new tradition. We lead off by singing the Uvalde fight song now, and we close with Loyal and True. So we want to sing a fight song, get started tonight?
Yeah, and our guest leads it up. So. I'm kidding. That's not a part of the.
All right, here we go, baby.
Cheers, cheers for Uvalde High. Send all those praises up to the sky. Send that football down the field. Don't let a Billy interfere. We never stagger, we never fall. We always get there with that football. All you kids from New Bank States, we're all out to win this game.
Yeah. Hey, that just makes me want to get up there.
You go, Willie.
You
Go.
hit somebody.
I need to stretch out.
Yeah, hit somebody.
I think I pulled something.
Well, once again, we're brought to you tonight by LMG Productions. Thank y'all very much. We appreciate that. And I think everybody's kind of getting used to it, but we work in conjunction with Uvalde Leader News Pigskin Picks. And so we will all register our pigskin picks tonight and submit them to the Uvalde Leader News and Mr. James Volts. So please play along with us and show how much better than y'all are than we are, because I guarantee you that's probably the case. Also, I want to shout out real quick to your podcast with Lone Star Network every week. If you hadn't had a chance to listen to that, please do. It's a great 15-minute listen. It's just nice, short, and sweet. And I mean, it's to be on Facebook repopulated here. Any comments about it?
No, it's great. In fact, we did it at 2:00 this afternoon. So, and you know, he's like I said last time, he's so knowledgeable and he does such a good job with it. It's kind of fun doing that thing with him. So.
Yeah, I figured out that the easiest way to find it is to like him on Facebook, and then it pops up. And he gets around the state.
Yeah, he does all over in all size schools. I mean, he does a ton of schools, and he tells me when we talk before the podcast about the games he went to. I mean, he goes to games every week, all over.
I mean, he was the weekend that Texas and Tech played. He went and did. I can't remember which game up there. He did a couple games up there, high school games close to Lubbock. But he was talking about the restaurants he stopped and ate at on the way.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know, he's all into this Texas road trip, high school Friday night football.
Well, I think one of them was a bad one because we missed a week because he had a stomach virus. So I think he ate it in the wrong place.
I know the restaurant.
But anyway, it's a great listen. Please do so. And a really good guy that he knows Friday Night Lights. So please tune in and listen to that if you have a chance. Couple things real quick. If you'll notice the Hunters Roundup caps out in front of us. Mr. Nuzzi, you want to model one of those for us?
I don't know if it's big enough. Got a big old noggin.
As the chamber is selling raffle tickets to the Hunters Roundup,
That's really the way to wear it.
if you spend $100 in raffle tickets, you will get a free Hunters Roundup cap. And as you notice, they're not cheap hand-me-down caps. They're nice looking caps. So come on by the chamber office.
Well,
spend $100.
These will be.
Really appreciate you giving me that cap. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, these two will be hand-me-downs. We'll sign them for you.
Only in America.
All right. As you can see, we're right on schedule from last week. We picked up right where we left
Let's
off.
go.
The other thing the chamber has going on, we've got a new event here in town, and it's an old event being recycled with the chamber. It's a Thanksgiving dance. The last one that did it was the Knights of Columbus. Did they do one? Excuse me. Yeah, they did one here recently. This is $125 per couple No food, because of course on Thanksgiving everybody's going to be a little full. But that includes all adult beverages and a raffle ticket or one entry into a $10,000 pot at the end of the night. And I think there's some smaller prizes also. Am I correct? Yeah. So it's done that way. So if you're tired of in-laws, please come on out and support the chamber, and you have a chance to win $10,000. So please remember that. And it's got two great acts. It will be a country band leading off, correct? Yes. And then Tejano after that. How do you say this again? I'm sorry. Asilo. Yeah, and very popular. Yeah, everybody's out there looking at me going, don't you know? But anyway, please come on and join
We
that.
expect a lot of you, Joe.
Yeah, I know.
Music, critic.
Just Granite and Barrett, go on.
Jack of all trades.
Yes, exactly. Our last week, one of my other mishaps, I failed to spotlight the Valley Athlete of the Week, which we've been doing. This week, I'd like to spotlight Nathan Barbosa, one of your players from last year. He's up playing for the Tabor Blue Jays. Yeah. He's a freshman. He's a starting right tackle up there. And playing a lot, I think, is what I've heard.
He's doing great. He's starting. I know he was real nervous going up there, but he's doing really good. I talk to him, I don't know, once every couple of weeks or so, and he's doing well.
And where is it?
He's up in Kansas.
Kansas. Yeah.
Kansas, and they are a 5-1 football team.
That's great.
And they have a big game this week. They play a ranked team in Kansas Wesleyan, which will be a tough game. We don't need to pick it because we're obviously all for Nathan. Nathan's representing Uvalde really well up there, and I mean that's a great job. And give him hell this weekend. So,
Yeah.
way to go, Nathan.
Go, Nathan.
That being said, any other announcements or well, I guess we right now we've got two leaders tied for the lead. We got Mama Jan Elliott down here and Nano Tapoya. They're both tied for the lead. And
We don't need to talk about it.
following up behind them, we have the guest picker in third place.
Not because of me from the last time.
And Mr. Chantanucci right behind them. So
Hey.
it's a close race. We got
Bronze is the medal too, baby.
4 weeks to go. Hopefully, we got 3 weeks and then at least 4 weeks in a playoff game. So right in the thick of that. Well, let's go ahead and get started.
Let's do it.
I'd like to note that I am 2 games over 500.
I was looking at that's one of the most impressive things. Everybody's over 500. I mean,
That's
you know,
pretty whole fan career in MLB, baby. Right there.
if you look at some of the ESPN picks and stuff, we're actually doing pretty well.
I know.
I mean,
Yeah, we are.
I mean, some of those, they're struggling to hit that 500 mark. So, well, let's go ahead and get started. We'll start with the NFL. Our first NFL game is the 3-2-1 Indianapolis Colts at the 3-2 Tennessee Titans. I think Tennessee is a slight favorite. I didn't know who to pick in this game, and I looked at the money line on this game, or not the money line, but the over and under is 42.5. Yeah. I want the under on this game. Yeah. So anyway, Mr. Edwards.
I think I'm going to go with Tennessee because Indianapolis was tied by Houston.
that's a good reason.
Well, my main guy, Ryan Tannehill, quarterback, Aggie. And I think he's.
Go figure.
I think they're fine. I think they're figuring stuff out. I mean, you got Derrick Henry, man. He's he is a load. Mm-hmm. So I think Tennessee at home. Mm-hmm. Give me Tennessee.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the home team also on this one. Pretty identical record, but give me the Oilers at home.
Fair enough.
It's the Oilers, man.
Yes. Well, Tennessee, they won the first meeting. They played a couple weeks ago, and it was a close game. That game was in Indianapolis. But Indianapolis did the same thing this division. I don't think you know who's going to win it. And they had lost to Jacksonville and beat Jacksonville this last week. And Matt Ryan finally had a game for them.
It's because I dropped them in fantasy.
He finally got
You're welcome. Matty Ice, you're welcome.
I'm going to go with the Colts on this one.
Whoa.
I tell you what, between Indianapolis and Tennessee, I'm looking at my stats here. They're very close, but I'm going to go with Tennessee.
Tennessee.
How does it look though?
Looks good.
Looking good.
Good. Looks very good.
Tough game to pick. I think Tennessee at home and a squeaker.
Yeah.
It's gonna be close.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Pablo Oilers.
Oilers.
Derrick Henry's my fantasy guy, so I got to go with Tennessee. I think, and they're coming off a bye week, if I'm wrong. So I think they'll be ready to go.
That's exactly what I was hoping for. I need to gain some ground here, and now I'm the lone man standing for Indianapolis.
You got a home run coming.
I'm looking for
All
it.
right.
All right, our second game,
Or a strikeout.
we've got the 3-3 Seattle Seahawks at the 4-2 Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers are a 6.5-point favorite here. Mr. Edwards.
I'm going to go with Seattle. I don't really know why, but I'm going to Seattle. Looks good. Looks good. Looks
It's
good.
good on paper.
Well, Geno Smith's balling out for Seattle, but the Chargers just played what? Was it Sunday night or Monday?
Monday.
Yeah, Monday night. So
Monday.
they got that quick week, which could be bad, but I think in this case it's going to be good. So I think I'm going to pick the Chargers to go and beat Seattle. And they're at home, obviously. They're not going anywhere, but they're going to. I'm picking the Chargers.
Yeah, it was a really good game Monday. It was a tough defensive battle. Seattle's going to make it competitive. I'm like really surprised with the record. They're better than I thought they would be. I'm going to pick the Chargers in this one though at home.
Justin Herbert's kind of banged up. That's
Yes,
one of
sir.
the
Yeah.
issues coming into this. But I at home, and I mean, I still would take Herbert over Geno Smith.
Yeah.
So I'll go with the Chargers.
Fantasy quarterback, Herbert.
Los Angeles Chargers, 73.7%. Looks good.
Looks good.
Looks good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
These guys got right stats down
the
there.
Chargers
got
Chargers
off-
offense
he's
didn't look too
going
good
down.
on Monday, but I think Denver's defense had
Yeah.
something to do about
Yes,
that.
sir.
Chance's boy Von Miller was. Oh no, who does Von Miller play for?
He's
He's
a
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Yeah.
So I think,
Singleton, that linebacker.
yeah, he was all over the place.
Yeah, yes, sir.
So I think Chargers are going to score a ton of points in this one.
Yeah.
Chargers.
LA.
Yeah, Chargers at home. I like Justin Herbert. I think he's a good one.
Well, next game, we'll kind of stay out on the West Coast. We've got the 4-2 Kansas City Chiefs visiting the 3-3 San Francisco 49ers. The Chiefs are a slight favorite, less than a field goal, I think. So, Coach?
Yeah, I thought the Chiefs last week, them and Buffalo are the best two teams in football, and it was close. I'm gonna go with Kansas City.
Yeah, me too. I'm sticking with Patrick no matter what. Although last week was hard to watch. It's really hard to watch.
Yeah, Kansas City, the 49ers, an injury bug has hit them pretty hard, I think.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's not going to do them any favors. So Chiefs.
That's right. Kansas City looks good. 71.9%.
Yeah, but when San Francisco gets healthy, this could be
Yeah.
a Super Bowl matchup here. I mean, but yeah, I think Kansas City's got the number 2 quarterback in the NFL. I think he got beat by number 1. If you watch that game, that Allen's just amazing on what he can do. So yeah, I'm going to go Chiefs.
Yeah, that rivalry is going to be like Peyton and Tom Brady in their prime, I think. But I'm going to go with the Chiefs on this one. They're going to rebound from last week's Chiefs rebound from last week's loss. Like Nano said, they got 19 players injured on the injured list, the 49ers. So yeah, I think that's going to bite them. So Chiefs.
No, for sure. Mahomes, give it to him.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, lost last week. They're refocused, and your love for Allen. I wonder, is that a name related or?
Allen, a big 6'5" quarterback that can run a little bit, that can run over somebody or hurdle somebody. You can't beat it.
Yeah, no. Kansas City.
Yeah, I'm with everybody else. Kansas City. I don't see any way San Francisco will beat them, even if they are at home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll be tough to. I just don't see Mahomes losing 2
Two in
games
a row.
No,
you just don't do it. You just don't
Not-
see it. So
And it wasn't
He
like they
doesn't
blew
like
him
the
out
ways.
last week either.
No.
You know, so
So,
Game.
all right. Well, our last NFL game, we've got the 1-4 Detroit Lions visiting the 4-2 Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys are a favorite, 7 touchdown point favorite. Coach.
Yeah, the last time I was in here was the week after the first game when Dak was hurt, and I don't think any of us thought they were going to win any game.
No.
You know, they've been playing, and their defense is phenomenal. And with Dak coming back, I think Dallas wins this one pretty easily.
Dallas.
Yeah, Cowboys with Dak coming back for sure.
Most Dallas.
Yeah, Cowboys.
Yeah, give me Dallas on this one, and then hopefully it works out, and on to the Bears next week.
Yep.
Well, just for the sake of elongating the show, because that was really fast.
There's not much to say about
Yeah,
that.
well, you know, kids got to go to bed. I want to be here when they do. So.
Long game.
Cowboy cheerleader.
You know, stretch it out. No, Dallas, as much as I love my guy, Dan Campbell, and I would run through the wall for that guy, coaches are not playing on the field, so I'm going to have to go with Dak. But I could totally see Dak coming back and just laying an egg.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be
Wow.
Dallas. Sorry. Let's go Cowboys.
That's all right. That's all right.
Could happen.
All those
Could
damn
happen.
things.
Yeah, with all that said.
Yeah. With all that said,
With all due respect.
I'm gonna go with Dallas at home. Dak's back. Sounds like a song.
Yeah.
Nah.
Beat going.
Coming to your iTunes next week.
Next.
All right, there's I guarantee you we're going to lose one of those games. That's two NFL games in a row where everybody's picked the same team.
Oh, yeah.
Either San Francisco or Detroit's going to win. I can probably
Oh, no.
yeah.
Detroit
One of
cannot
them's going to win. That's.
I don't think Detroit can win.
All right. Well, that'll move on to our NCAA games, college games this week. The first one is we've got a little obscure. It's not as obscure as weeks past, but we've got the Yale Bulldogs at 4-1 visiting the Penn Quakers at 5-0. Mr. Edwards.
I'm gonna have to go with Yale. I actually have been to that campus. It's a beautiful place.
I believe down here it's pronounced Yale. So I'm going to go with Yale against
He did go to Texas A&M. I want to establish that real quick.
Give me the Quakers at home on this one. They're 5-0. They're first in the Ivy League, I believe. So, yeah, give me the Quakers at home.
Yeah, they're having a little turnaround season. I think they had, what was it saying earlier, they had lost to Yale four times in a row.
Four years in a row.
4 years in a row, but
years.
they came off a long losing streak last year. But this is homecoming for them. Yeah, I'm gonna take Penn to keep riding the winning wave here.
Penn, 62.5%.
How did you get that?
I looked all over. Come on, man. You got to tell us. You got to
You
tell
got a
us.
direct line into ATM.
You got to tell us. You got to tell us who your man is. You got to tell us who your man is, man. You can't be just doing that all night.
I'll see you next week.
You know,
I said it's going to be right.
I'm just glad I picked on your side this time. I picked Penn also. So.
I never question your percentages, but that one, I mean, I don't know.
Let's see next week.
All right, I'm going to put an asterisk next to this game. But, yeah, Penn undefeated at home. Give me the Quakers.
Yeah, Quakers at homecoming. Can't beat that.
Yeah, I'm going with Penn. I don't know why, but I'm picking Penn.
It's Quaker. John Jay just told us all. I mean, we all play like
Party down.
The food's got to be good.
Get down, get funky.
My oatmeal.
Our next college game, we've got the 5-2 Kansas Jayhawks visiting the 3-3 Baylor Bears. Baylor is a favorite. They're over a touchdown favorite right now. Mr. Edwards?
I like the Bears at home. I think Kansas is they have awakened up there and realized they're not a 5-0 team.
A Rock Chalk Jayhawk is what we're going with here.
Oh,
Whoa.
all right.
Nice.
Sorry.
All right.
Well, they're 5-2. They're not.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Like, exactly who you apologizing to.
Well, Baylol is what we call him. Bayloll. So, not happening. Sorry, Mom. I know she's a Baylor graduate, but.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Baylor. If this was basketball, I'd go with the Jayhawks. But yeah, I think the Baylor Bears are gonna win this one. Nothing.
I think they were 4-4.
They won the national championship a few years ago. I know that. Yeah, no disrespect, but give me the Bears in football.
I think in the AP poll, I think that the preseason poll, they were 4-5 or 3-4 or 5-6. Baylor was right ahead of Kansas. So,
Yeah.
That was a lot of numbers. Spit out there.
Hey, man, there's nothing wrong with fall a little basketball too.
4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Anyway, I think a little bit of the Big 12. Anybody can beat anybody on a given day. I think, but saying Kansas has a good ball club, but I think the Magic's worn off a little bit. So I'll go with Baylor in this one.
Baylor it is.
You got any numbers? What's the man say?
I'm not stepping that one now.
But you did yell and pin.
Lick 'em bears.
I can't tell you everything.
I think Kansas is still working with their backup quarterback right now. So give me Baylor.
Bears at home.
Yeah, I'm going with Baylor. That's the thing about teams like Kansas. They've got really good players, but they're not deep. And when the quarterback went out, and I think they've lost a couple of defensive players, I think Baylor wins pretty easily.
Uh-oh.
All right. Our next college game, we've got the 5-2 Texas Longhorns visiting the 5-1 Oklahoma State Cowboys. Texas is a favorite in this game by 6.5 points. Coach?
Yeah, as much as it pains me to say this, I think Texas is one of the better teams in the country right now. And I think they beat Oklahoma State by a couple touchdowns.
I'm going to.
Is this hard for you two?
It's hard.
I don't like saying it either. But, Oklahoma State just doesn't wrap up anybody.
No,
People just. I've never seen anything like it. What happened to fundamentals, Coach? Wrapping it. Anyway, tackles are not in their game.
Okay.
Right there.
So it's just crazy. Texas. Oh.
Did that hurt?
Yeah, she just barely got it out. I think the interesting thing about this one is Ewers playing his first true road game.
Right.
See how he reacts. But, I think they'll outscore Oklahoma State, Texas.
Texas. Now this one looks good for Texas.
Sir.
All right.
Longhorns.
Well, what was really interesting, I don't know, the spread went from, it was a 1-point game on Monday morning, and it went to 6.5, just like that.
Yeah.
Vegas knows something in this game. And I watched the whole game last week, and Spencer Sanders looked incredible against TCU the first half. He looked terrible the second half. He's got some injury problems, and he may not be playing, or they may know that they're going to be a very limited offense, which they were in the second half against TCU. So if he was playing, I think this game would be – it probably will be a nail-biter anyway, but I think it would be hard to pick. But without him, I think Texas wins this, and at least a touchdown, if not more. So, Horns.
All right. Yeah, I'm picking the Longhorns also in this one. It should be a close contest. They're both ranked. Possible college football playoff appearance here on the line. I'm going to go with the Longhorns.
No. What? College football? No, not that.
He said possible.
Have y'all watched any of the football at all?
Mr. Aggie, I agree with you. Yeah, I don't. I think
They just barely beat Iowa State.
I think a trip to the Big 12 championship game may be on the line.
So it's mullet. It's mullet v. mullet. But it's like homeless mullet versus like homeowner mullet. Because Ewers is the ugliest human being I've ever seen in my life. And he's decent, and he does good, but not good enough to barely beat Iowa State? No. That was, no. Oklahoma State, let's go. Oklahoma State.
Go Cowboys.
Okie light, Pokes. Let's go.
Well, I actually had Oklahoma State circled, but after listening
Give me
to
another
that,
homer out there.
After listening to that, yep.
I got my told you so right here for next week, baby.
Hook 'em, horn.
Yeah, the mullet is becoming very, very popular these days. But
Not in my house. Yeah.
Yeah, Queen's getting a little out of control with this.
I am the mullet.
All right. Our last college game is the 3-3 Texas Aggies against the 4-2 South Carolina Gamecocks. A&M is at South Carolina, and they are the favorite in this. Coach?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Aggies. They got a better roster, and if they just get enough out of the quarterback to do, I thought they played really well against against Alabama the other night. So I think SEC road games are tough, but I think they can beat South Carolina.
Give me the Ags.
Yeah, tough game on the road, but I think they're going to build off the momentum from last week. Playing good against Alabama, so I'm going to take the Aggies.
I agree.
Texas A&M.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Aggies too. I think this one will be close, but yeah, the A&M's defense will keep the score low enough where the quarterback can do enough. I was actually in College Station doing a couple things and visited my older son, and
that's why we lost Alabama.
No, I was in College Station. If that's the reason you lose, I was in College Station yesterday, so you may need to pick South Carolina. All right, but no, they were talking. I was listening to the sports radio, and I think both his starting quarterback is going to be ready, and I think the freshman, you may see him a little bit finally.
I'd love to.
And so, I think Aggie's in a close one.
Yeah, I think if they can establish the run game and let the defense take care of the rest, Aggies should take this one. Go Aggies.
Well, in South Carolina. Yeah, right. No, I think Haynes King, he was in a boot first part of the week. And he's playing, but I'm very confident from my sources in College Station that we will see a little bit of Connor Wigman, and I think that's going to be the future of the program. And everybody in South Carolina feels and truly believes on a night game that they're gonna take it to us and they're gonna win big. I think A&M wins big. Let's go. Gig 'em.
Just can't
get it, sweetheart. Give me that in.
I can't get the passion up. You seem there for this game. But I'm going to pick the Aggies against South Carolina.
Whoop.
Yeah.
All right. We've got quite a few tonight where we've gone 100% over the board.
I know. It's kind of
Yes,
crazy.
and last week we were split all the way across the board.
It's not that we're not going to lose a lot of these games because we always do, but James Foltz did pick some games this week that are a little more. You look at them and you say, okay, that's probably who's going to win this game.
Well, we have a little more background too. We've seen him play a little.
Last
more.
week was just, oh man! I
He
mean,
was
every
all
one
over
of those
the
games was a toss-up last week. So, let's see. Before we get to our high school games, one more time, I do want to mention the Hunters Roundup. We talked about the raffle tickets in the hat, but if you weren't watching last week, Hunters Roundup this year has been moved to Saturday, November 5th. So we didn't compete with the homecoming game that's on the 4th. And so if you get a chance, please come out to Hunters Roundup and be supporting not only the chamber here, but they're going to be a wild game dinner this year, and the proceeds of that are going to the local 4-H club. It won't be a sit-down meal, so it'll be very informal. You walk through the line, get your food, and go sit down wherever you want to, but it's nothing formal. So it's a great way to support the youth. I mean, I know everybody in this community is big on that, so this is another chance. So please come out to Hunters Roundup, and like I said, you don't have to pick this year because it'll be my first Hunters Roundup I've been to in 6-7 years because I'm usually in the Honey Bowl. It's always the same night. It was the last game of the season.
For doing that. I mean, it should have always been another night.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great.
And I think there's a calendar too that's for sale.
Yeah, why don't you explain that a little bit? That's new this year. Why don't you explain the calendar?
So a calendar is full of months.
No. Explain the raffle.
Texas A&M. Texas A&M is a graduate level course. He learned this in.
Once again, we've
Are there
got
12?
a Aggie on board with us.
No, I just looked over and saw John.
Please tell me
go
more
like,
about the calendars.
Yeah, calendar. So I was like,
It's an extension of the Hunters Roundup raffle, and there will be a raffle every. Not week. It's week. It is week.
yeah.
Every week there will be a raffle every
Did
week.
you not understand my explanation of the calendar?
But not every day, and not every month. But every week there will be.
8 days a week.
What?
7.
Yeah, leading up to next year. So anyway, it's another chance. And there's one more raffle. Well, actually, a couple more raffles, but there is one more raffle. It's a $100 raffle ticket for a custom gun done by a local gunsmith here in town that will be raffled off that night, and will be limited tickets. How many tickets do we have to that? Just 500. 500. That's right. Just 500. So a pretty good chance to win. So there are multiple opportunities this year and multiple raffles. So come out and support the chamber and support the youth, and it'll be a fun night. We'll be live music also there. So it'll be a great night out at the Fairplex, and look forward to seeing you there. So, okay, with that, let's move on to the high school football games. Make sure I read these in order because mine's always backwards. Our first game is the 5-3 D'Hanis Cowboys at the 7-0 Savannah Yellow Jackets. Savannah is the favorite in this game, Mr. Edwards.
Yeah, no, Savanel's been pretty impressive so far, and so I see him handling D'Hanis at home.
Absolutely. Emery Quinn. I don't know if y'all have ever heard that band, but they've got a funny little story on their live album about the Savannah story. Check
That's
it
a
out.
Brasher,
Thank
right?
me later. Clint Brasher. Yes, sir.
Oh, cool.
And anyway, give me Savannah.
Yes, sir. I'm going with the Jackets at home also. Yeah, Sabino all the way.
Yeah, I think Savannah really put it to LaPrior
yeah.
a couple weeks ago, and then D'Hanis played LaPrior, I think, last week, and it was a whole lot closer. And so, yeah, I mean, and we'd be foolish right now to pick against Savannah. They've really got it rolling. So Savannah all the way.
Sabinal Yellow Jackets won this game.
Yeah, you got the
Percentages on that?
I'm glad you picked him in this
100%.
game. I don't think you have a chance in that other game.
99.9.
Last week's game, man. That's not.
Savannah's having a great year. I see them. They keep it rolling.
Yeah, go 7-0.
Yeah, no, 7-0. I mean, they're going to be 8-0. And have they played bracket yet?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
They beat
They beat them. Yes, sir. They beat them
So,
handily,
yeah,
I think.
7-0
Yes,
with
sir.
them for
Or
years.
Garen that beat them. Yeah.
All right, our next high school game, we've got the 5-2 Poteet Aggies. Poteet champs. Poteet Aggies. But we know who you will pick. Through their last name, yeah. No. All right, we've got the 5-2 Poteet Aggies at the 6-1 Jourdanton Indians. I think Jourdanton is a slight favorite in this game also. Mr. Edwards.
Yeah, I think Jourdanton's got a good team. They handled Pleasanton, didn't they? Anyway, I'm taking Jourdanton over the Strawberries.
Common opponents? Man, I got to go with Jourdanton too. Give me the Commanders.
Commanders.
Indians. Sorry.
Indians.
Commanders. Indians. You know, Redskins.
The indigenous peoples.
Indigenous, Native Americans.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm
We
going
just
to
celebrated on Columbus Day.
Indigenous Peoples Day. Yeah, I'm going to take Jourdanton on this one too. 6-1. They're at home. I know Poteet's 5-2. I think it'll be a close game, maybe, but Jourdanton.
Yeah, that is interesting. You brought up common opponents. So they have two common opponents, and they both split with them, with the opposite team winning the opposite game. So, yeah, Poteet barely beat Goliad, and Goliad handled Jourdanton pretty good. But the opposite's kind of true, that Jourdanton beat Pleasanton, and Pleasanton handled Poteet. I think it was 27-13, something like that. I've seen both these quarterbacks. I like the Jourdanton quarterback, so I'm going to go Jourdanton home.
Excuse me.
On this one,
Crow flying.
let's go with
What
Poteet.
does it say?
Poteet.
Opt out.
I'm going Jourdanton in a close one.
Jourdanton.
Yeah, you talk about the common opponents, and the reason with the difference now is Poteet's banged up. They got a lot of people hurt, and it's at home. Jourdanton wins though.
All right, our last regular high school football game here. We've got the 5-2 Lavernia Bears against the 3-4 Pleasanton Eagles, both district opponents from last year. Pleasanton, I think this game's about a toss-up game.
Yeah.
And so, Coach, what do you?
To me, this was the hardest one to pick out of all of them, and I'm just kind of going back to playing their sub-varsities last year, and Lavernia had so many good young kids. They've got a better record. I know it's at Pleasanton, but I think I'm going with Lavernia.
I'm going with Lavernia also.
Yeah, I didn't really know what to do in this one, but after listening to the coach, I'm going to take Lavernia.
Let's go with Lavernia.
Yeah, I didn't realize Pleasanton, they're 3-4, but they're 0-3 at home this year. They have, they have not won a home game yet.
They're scared of that alligator. That lake out on the golf course.
Lavernia's actually not. They're only 1-2 on the road, but I'm going to go Lavernia in this game.
Yeah, give me the Bears on this one too. I think they're going to win it. They should win it on the road. Lavernia.
Lavernia Bears here too.
Yeah.
I'm going with Lavernia and Shirley.
Lavernia. Good one, Willie.
Come on, man. You got to help me out here. Nobody else is
I'm with you.
kind of out
Go
of it.
ahead. Good
All
deal.
right. Our game of the week, of course, is Uvalde here at home against Fredericksburg. And since we have Coach Miller in here, I think why don't you want to set this one up for us a little bit and talk a little bit about the game?
Yeah, really big game this week. You know, we beat Kennedy last week, and just kind of to go back to the Kennedy game a little bit, you know, you could tell when you walked out of warm-ups that both teams understood how important it was. And those kids from Kennedy played super hard. And so did we. You know, I feel fortunate we were able to stop them there on the goal line at the end of the game. And, you know, Fredericksburg lost the game. I think they thought they had a chance to win last week to Somerset. So we're going to get a good game from them too. But I know they played a pretty good schedule, but they're kind of a lot like us, and they remind me a little bit of Wynn. You know, they've got a good defense, but they're kind of struggling some offensively. So, you know, I think it's going to be one of those, like most of them have been this year, except for two of them, you know, nail biter there at the end. And if we play good defense and don't turn the ball over and tackle like we've been tackling, it'll be a really good football game. Yeah, they're young. They had such a good team last year, but almost everybody graduated.
Yeah. One thing that I found kind of interesting is the running back, I guess, is a returner. He was actually I don't know who picked it, maybe Dave Campbell's, but the preseason MVP, offensive MVP. But if you look at his stats every week, they're not very impressive. And so that tells me their offensive line's struggling.
Yeah, they've struggled up front, and then they've kind of, the last couple of weeks, kind of gotten away from what they do. They've thrown the ball more than they had in the past. And I don't think they're going to – I think they'll try to get back to it this week. But, you know, he only had like 11 carries last week, and I think that guy should get the ball a bunch.
No. All right. Well, yeah, last week's game was just incredible. I mean, it really was. You know, it was chock full of emotions. I mean, up and down. You know, I think one of the good things going into this week is, you know, I think you're still waiting to see your young team put together 4 quarters. I mean, you know, it's been kind of an up and down year for them at least. And so, yeah, there were some really high points in that game, and then there were some points where you go, oh no, here we go. But, boy, they really came together at the end.
Yeah, they did. I mean, and talk about quick emotions. When it was 4th and an inch, I was sick in my stomach. I was like, oh, my God. And, you know, then the next play, it's over. And, I mean, I'm proud of them. They kept fighting to the end when it would have been real easy just kind of lay down and let those guys win. And they did good. I'm proud of them. And I think they're going to play well this week. I have a good feeling about this week.
Yeah, that was my really first impression at the end of the game. I mean, you know, watching – varsity Coyote football for the last, I mean, I guess it's been, I was saying 6 or 7, it's been 5 years. This is through with Peyton. And that years past, we'd have lost that game. I guarantee you we'd have lost that game. I mean,
well, we tried in the fourth quarter.
Well, but even after that happened, they would have gone, oh no, here we go again. And it'd have been a first down, walk-in touchdown. And, you know, but those guys fight. They know how to fight this year.
Yeah, super proud of them. And then, like you say, it was first and goal from the 6, and they kept them out. Like a lot more fight than we had last year.
Yeah, and they're playing hard, playing really hard, and I believe it's going to carry over to this week and prove a lot of dividends and stuff. Playing probably a little bit of higher quality opponent in the past, maybe not this year. You say you were real similar this year, but you know they have some real history here. I mean, they were in the regional finals last year,
yeah.
and so yeah, I think that's going to carry over and help Uvalde well.
Well, I told the kids last week. I said, look, this next week I want to hand out stickers again because they get stickers when they win. I told them today I want to be making phone calls and reserve playoff spots for next week. And anytime you have the opportunity to do that, that's a great thing. And it not only would it be to clinch a playoff spot, but I think it would also be a good seeding game if we win this thing. So
Especially doing that the third district game of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of times it's when we've made playoffs in the past, it's been down to the last game, and they have a chance to clinch a playoff spot tomorrow night or Friday night. So that's impressive, and they're going to play hard. I know that. They're going to play hard.
Yeah,
So we're looking forward to it, and I think they're ready for that game, just to put it all together, offensive, defensively, and every bit of it. And in the infamous words of Coach Jimbo Fisher, all three phases of the game. All right. Well, we want to go ahead and pick the Uvalde game.
Good luck, Coyotes. If y'all haven't. If you can't make the game, it's going to be here, so I'm going to try to make my first appearance. Get on that UvaldeRadio.net. Those guys, I'm telling you what.
Alan Pop, man.
It was. Oh, wait, somebody's here. Oh, goody The highlight of every chamber pick.
Right there. Perfect.
The only one that's always a winner.
Wait.
Thank you.
Save the night.
Let's turn it around so they can steal the pizza.
Another one down. They all
just
freak out when they come in.
Last week was funny. He was like,
Some good pizza.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Did I
ma'am.
pick are we fixing to sing? Are we done? I picked Uvalde. I thought I said that.
He was talking UvaldeRadio.net and what
Yeah,
they come to the game.
What the hell?
The smell of pizza.
I'm thinking Uvalde. You don't get to be old being no fool. I know where I live. I'm thinking Coyotes.
So I gotta do a shameless plug because my aunt's got a tennis team, Uvalde,
Yes.
Texas. They're going for a shot at regionals tomorrow, so they're fantastic. And
That
go
lady
Coachy.
she's amazing.
She's amazing.
Institution she is.
Coach
So,
Randy.
anyway,
Yes.
I'm sorry, Coach Miller, but I just had to,
No,
do that.
I went and watched them yesterday, and the team that beat them had knocked them out 3 years in a row. Actually, my old school, Tulsa Midway, 3 years in a row, and it wasn't even close. I mean, they played the first one at 10, and at 10-3, they shut it down. So,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah. I think they
played
blanked them the first 2 weeks, and then they only got 3 against them that week. So go, Coachy. Let's go. But as far as Uvalde, Fredericksburg, for the dear family friend Charlie Ham and Kara Lee and Kathy and the big Coyote supporters that they are, and let's go Coyotes.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Go Coyotes. Let's keep it going. Build on last week's the momentum from last week. Focus on the details and have fun. Let's go Coyotes.
Coyotes all the way. I mean, I'm like I said earlier, I think they're due for all three phases. 4-quarter game, and everything worked right, and so Coyotes all the way. I will say, you were talking about the tennis team. That their next match is in the regional semis, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. And do we know their opponent?
They're actually playing Wimberley.
Wimberley.
Tomorrow at the Anna Marie Tennis Center in San Antonio, and I want to say 10 o'clock, but I might be wrong on that.
Okay.
Moore family, Terry Moore, up in Wimberley. If y'all are there, you better wear your maroon, boys. Josh and
Coach,
Brad.
good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Bring another win. Go Coyotes. Looks good.
Looks good.
Yeah, go Coyotes. I was so proud of them, how they finished up the game when, last week when it didn't look so great there at the very end. And the guys on the radio broadcast on Uvalde.net did an excellent job. I really enjoyed listening to them.
Alan Pops.
Go Coyotes.
Yeah. Best of luck.
Thank you.
We're behind the pack, right, guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Go
100%.
Coyotes.
Always,
Back it
always.
up.
For life.
Yep.
Well,
Thanks for coming, Ken.
it went, and along with the tennis team, the one of our previous guest speakers, the president of the Band Boosters, they had a one last weekend, and they're moving on to area competition.
Oh, they
now.
got one?
Yeah, they got a
Yes,
one.
sir.
Wow.
They're moving on to area
Band.
also.
You're the band.
So,
sir.
You're the band.
Well, and a big shout out to our athletes as well, because we got back late Friday night, and then I had a ton of them go help at De Leon Park when they put in the new playground equipment, and then I drug them up there to wave the band on as they left. So, I'm proud of those guys. I know they were worn out, and a bunch of them showed up.
Well, it's a for a community that's been through a lot. It's an exciting time right now. Uvalde High School got a lot of good athletes and good participants that are really doing well and excelling, and we look forward to that. We look forward to it Friday night. So go Coyotes! We want to sing our way out of here.
Go, eat them up.
We'll
always be loyal and true all through our school days, and when we are through, Uvalde High, 3 cheers for you. We pledge our hearts and ourselves to you.